These are the books that I love but no one else seems to like. And what I mean by that is they're rated beneath 4 stars on Goodreads when I think they should be 5 stars, no question. First up, we have Beach Read. It's about a romance writer who no longer believes in love and a literary writer who is stuck in some writer's block, and they end up creating this competition between the other to write the other's genre that they're known for. And did I mention that they knew each other before and they've kind of been, I won't say secret rivals, but kind of. I love how grief and humor are woven into this and balanced carefully, and there are a lot of deep moments. I know it's called Beach Read. I wouldn't describe it as a beach read. There are some heavy topics in here discussed, and it's one of my top 3 favorite books ever. I love it to pieces. Next up, we have The Hating Game, which, banter. No one will ever beat the banter. It is about 2 rival coworkers vetting for the same promotion, and they're very childish and funny, and this is a comedy, romantic comedy for sure. And their antics are hilarious, and the writing is so sharp and electric. I come back and reread this one anytime that I feel like I'm struggling with dialogue, and I just try to make myself think like those characters. Different direction. We're going into fantasy now. This is One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. It is about 2 rival witch families. It's a Romeo and Juliet inspired story, so there is some tragedy, of course, and it's an urban fantasy, modern Manhattan. There are 2 different romances in this, one of which is it's everything. And the other one, they say nice things. So I like it a little bit. But this one romance, it gets me. And there's some Slavic folklore thrown in here, which I don't ever see. And so that was really refreshing too. I loved this. And next up I have How to Fake It in Hollywood by Ava Wilder. This is a contemporary romance, but it deals with some heavier topics like alcoholism. And it also involves one of my lesser favorite tropes, fake dating, and it does it in such a way that feels so realistic. This whole thing is just really angsty and gritty. It is about one's an actor, and she's very talented, but not really getting a lot of notoriety, and a A-lister who has had a slew of bad publicity and a recent divorce. And they're both managed by the same house, maybe it's the same person, and they think, I think I can solve both of these problems. And so they, for publicity's sake, fake date. Of course, it turns into more than just a PR stunt. Going back to fantasy for a little bit, first up we have A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling, and it's kind of more in the urban fantasy era. There's ancient gods, but then there's like paparazzi and press and newspaper. I've read quite a few Hades and Persephone's iterations, and I think this one's my favorite. I love the series so much. It's fun, it's action-packed. Are some of the characters kind of annoying? Yes. Does it drive the story? Also yes, so I forgive. Next up, also by Scarlett St. Clair, I have King of Battle and Blood. This is like a vampire, paranormal, arranged marriage situation, which again is not one of my favorite things, but this one was so delicious and steamy, and it starts off with a princess from one kingdom being married to the vampire king in order to create peace between the 2 kingdoms, but it is not as it seems. She is actually sent there to try to kill him, and she tries to assassinate him and fails, and he threatens to turn her into the thing she hates most, a vampire, so she has to find other ways in order to try to slay him and also survive in the vampire kingdom. This was so fun. I devoured this. I don't know how this isn't hugely book talk popular, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm curious what your top favorite books that no one else seems to like are. This definitely is not going to be the only part. This is absolutely going to be a series, because I have a lot more. Like April and Oliver. Oh, I love that book. How does it not have 5 stars? I have a lot more feelings on this. So I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you did, and I'll see you next time.